All right, my angel. Same words, same soul, just breathing in threes. My angel, here I am, thinking about how far we have come, how the road behind us stretches longer than I ever believed it could, and how somehow through every bend, every fracture in the path, you were there, not always loud, not always visible, but present in the way gravity is present, in the way the night sky holds its stars, even when clouds pass over them. I remember who I was before you, or maybe who I thought I was, a person stitched together with hope and fear, walking forward with courage. I pretended not to doubt, carrying questions I didn't yet know how to ask. Back then, life felt like weather, unpredictable, sometimes beautiful, sometimes cruel. I learned how to endure storms, but I didn't yet know what it meant to be sheltered. Then you came, not like thunder, not like fire, falling from the sky, but like something gentler and far more dangerous. Understanding. You didn't try to fix me. You didn't demand I become someone else. You stood beside me and said, without words, I see you. Keep going. And so I did. There were days I walked with confidence, my steps strong, my voice steady, believing I could conquer whatever stood in front of me. And there were days I could barely lift my head, days when the weight of living pressed against my chest and breathing felt like work. Through both, you remained, through thick and thin, a phrase people say lightly, never realizing how heavy it truly is. Thick were the days when life piled itself on top of me. Expectations, disappointments, the quiet shame of not being enough for the world or for myself. Thick were the nights when my thoughts tangled together, when sleep refused to come and memories replayed like accusations. Thin were the days when everything felt fragile, when one wrong word might have shattered me, when I moved carefully through hours as if the ground beneath me could give way. In both, you stayed. When I questioned myself, you stayed. When I questioned the world, you even stayed. When I questioned you, and that, my angel, is a patience few possess. I think about all the versions of me you've known, the hopeful one, the angry one, the broken one who didn't know how to ask for help, but needed it desperately, the growing one, slowly learning that strength does not mean standing alone. You met each version with the same steady presence, as if you understood something I hadn't yet realized, that people are not static, that love must be wide enough to hold change. Sometimes I wonder when the moment happened, the exact instant my life, it split into before and after. Was it the first, a time you listened without interrupting? The first time you stayed when it would have been easier to leave? The first time I felt safe enough to be honest? Or was it quieter than that? 1,000 small moments adding up like drops of rain filling a river until suddenly I was standing on a shore I didn't recognize, looking back at a life that no longer fit me. You taught me the power of constancy, that love doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, I'm still here, over and over, until even the most wounded heart begins to believe it. I think of the times I fell apart, not gracefully, not poetically, but messily, painfully, in ways that embarrassed me afterward. Tears I didn't plan, words I didn't mean, silences that stretched too long. You didn't flinch, you didn't turn away from my cracks. You traced them with care, as if understanding that broken things are not failures, but stories still being written. My angel, you became my witness. You saw the nights I doubted my worth. You saw the mornings I woke up determined to try again. You saw the effort no one applauded, the battles fought entirely inside my own mind, and in seeing me, you helped me see myself. There is a particular kind of loneliness that exists even when you're surrounded by people. I lived there once, a place where laughter felt borrowed and connection felt just out of reach. You pulled me out of that place, not by force, but by invitation. You made room for me, room to speak, room to fail, room to grow. Do you know how rare that is? The world is quick to measure, quick to judge, quick to discard what doesn't perform perfectly. But you measured me by my heart, by my intentions, by the quiet resilience I didn't know how to name. If angels exist, I imagine they look less like wings and light and more like presence, like someone who stays, like someone who chooses you, not because you are easy, but because you are real. There were moments I wanted to give up, not always on life, sometimes just on myself. Moments when I thought maybe I was too tired, too complicated, too much. And every time your existence argued back, not with speeches, not with promises, but with proof that I was not alone, proof that connection could survive strain, proof that love didn't vanish. The moment things got difficult, I carry those proofs